Now we are going to look for some information on the satellites and also on the programs they are broadcasting, and there is plenty of information available on them on the web. Here you have some links where you can get information from two of the operators that we are going to briefly comment. One is a Spanish operator, Hispasat, and the other is Astra, which is the example we are going to work out afterwards. And on those websites you can find plenty of information, but here is just the basic I want to show you. This is the coverage map and the fleet for the Hispasat satellites. The Hispasat satellites, most of the Hispasat satellites are placed at 30 degrees west, which is near the coast of Brazil. And also it has a second orbital point around 60 degrees west, which is on the Amazon. And those satellites have very good coverage of Europe and America. And here you have some names of the satellites that are in operation today on both the Hispasat orbital position on 30 degrees west and also on 60 on the Amazon. For one of those satellites, which is in this case the 1E, the Hispasat 1E, on this website you can also have a look to the satellite, some artist view of the satellite, and also some technical data on the orbital position, the transponders, the bandwidth, and the number of antennas, and also you can have information on the platform. This is just the coverage, and coverage could be represented in those webs in two ways. Either by giving you the equivalent isotropically radiated power in dB watts, that's the case here. You have 54, 52, the coverage in Western Europe. And since the satellite is here, that's why the coverage becomes poor and poor when you go north and east. And here you have a good coverage for North and South America. For the other operator, in this case is Astra, the satellites are placed on the equator. It's a very large fleet, and they have satellites all over the equator in different regions. The ones that interest to us are placed here in 19 degrees east. And this is the main orbital position to cover Central Europe and have an European coverage. In this case, the satellite has different footprints, but the European wide beams really go from the Canary Islands and the Iberian Peninsula to the Eastern European countries. So this is just the preferred coverage for Eastern and Central European countries. And if you just scroll along this website, then you can find information on those different satellites. We have selected one for study, which is the 1N. It was launched in 2011 and it has a life expectancy of 15 years. And you can download and see the coverage map. In this case, they probably are going to see a different set of parameters. Instead of getting the equivalent isotropically radiated power, they will tell you the size of the parabolic antenna you need to receive this satellite. And here you have some data of the satellite, which is basically the launch, the manufacturer, the design life, and the number of transponders and the polarization, which is linear, they are using. And you could download the information from this. And if you want to see the kind of programs that are broadcasting in those satellites, you normally have a list of programs with data on the program, the hours they transmit, if it's open or if it's encrypted. There are very, very different sets of parameters there. But the one we are going to study is this program, a particular program in a very particular satellite. And this, by the way, changes from time to time. Maybe today you have this list of programs, and a few weeks from now you are going to see that those programs have been changed or new ones have appeared. And for this program and this transponder, you can also go to websites that are going to give you the basic information, and that's the one we're going to use today. For the 1N satellite, here you have the information. We have the orbital position of the satellite, 19.2 east, the name of the satellite, the carrier frequency, 11.5 gigahertz, the polarization, horizontal, the transponder number 19 for this program, the beam, the satellite beam that is a pan-European beam. Then here you have also information on the standard, the DBSTelevision5-en standard, the modulation, 8 PSK. Here you have the symbol rate, 22,000 volts, let's say 22 megavolts, the call rate, 2/3, the maximum, in this case, usable bit rate, which is 42 megabits per second, and some identifications of the transponder. And if you just move down, then here you will also have some other parameters on the signals that is being broadcast by those satellites. So you can have plenty of information regarding the programs at any time and the satellite. There are some other places where you can find information, but this is just to show you a little sample of the places where you may look for this information. And that's what we are going to use in the next study, which we're going to just use this satellite and this particular satellite and this particular program, and we are going to study in detail